Mga higala, kumusta? Maayong gabi sa tanan na napunta ni ato ang tulumanon panglantaw sa kagabion. Pero sa dili pa nato sugdan ang ato ang panaghisgot mga igsoon ato sang i-shout out kining ato ang mga likers, mga nag-heart sa ato ang episode kagabi. Si Lilian Martinez Tubigon, to ang kauban sa balay. Pastor Yong Monleon Makigangay Jr. uban sa ihang pinanggang asawa, Pastora Sheila Maris Haranilya Makigangay. Ato ang parintino, si Arturo Tubigon Jr., si Franz Franco Francine, si Ate Maribel Alico Saison, o si Verlan Alcacid. Daghang salamat sa inyong pagpaminaw, pagtanaw, pagsuporta niya ang tulumanon matagabi panglantaw sa kagabion. Diin maghisgot-hisgot tao, dili lang politika kundi sa ato ang pangadlaw-adlaw nga panginabuhi din sa kalibutan. Labi na gyud nga ato ang pag study sa Bible, pulong sa Ginoo. Tonight, let us talk about something that many people dismiss as small, yet quietly shapes the soul of a nation. Tonight we talk about words, how we speak, how we choose them, and what they reveal about who we truly are. There is a quote circulating, simple yet piercing. The way you speak and choice of words reflects your upbringing, manner, and even social background. Public figures should always adhere to refinement and good manners. Sa ato karong makita sa social media mga igsoon, bisan og mga professional, mga kwartahan, grabe kayo mga comments mga igsoon. Dali kay sila makaingon bangag, bagag face, unsa pa nang uban, tanga, bugok, unsa pa nang uban nga ilahang ipangsulti. So mo na nag-reflect or nag-identify kung unsa sila nga pagkatao. At first glance, this looks like etiquette advice. Something for finishing school. Something polite people nod at and then forget. But if we pause and look deeper, this is not about manners alone. This is about power, responsibility, and accountability. Because words are never neutral, especially when spoken by people in positions of influence. In our country today, we are drowning in noise. Social media is loud. Political debates are louder. Insults travel faster than facts. Sarcasm replaces substance. And anger, instead of reason, becomes the default tone of public discourse. And slowly, without realizing it, we normalize it. We say, ganyan na talaga ang panahon. We say, real talk lang. We say, matapang lang magsalita. But the question we must ask in this, or the question we must ask is this: is bluntness the same as truth? Is rudeness the same as courage? Is vulgarity the same as authenticity? Sa tinuod lang, dili words reveal character, or words reveal character. always have, always will. That is why Scripture speaks so much about the tongue. Not because of God is obsessed with politeness, but because speech is the doorway of the heart. Jesus himself said in Matthew chapter 12 verse 34, "For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks." That means the mouth is not the problem. The mouth is the messenger. When speech is careless, the heart is careless. When speech is cruel, the heart is hardened. When speech is arrogant, the heart is intoxicated with power. Now let us bring this into the public sphere. Public officials are not private individuals speaking in private spaces. They speak with authority, whether they intend to or not. Their words shape behavior. Their tone legitimizes attitudes. Their language sets the ceiling or the floor or the national conversation. When a public figure curses, people learn that cursing is acceptable. Pareha sa una, ang presidente na to, grabe maka-curse, grabe makamura sa public. When public figures mocks, people learn that mockery is strength. When a public figure dehumanizes, people learn that dignity is optional. And then we wonder why comment sections are toxic. We wonder why discourse has collapsed. We wonder why respect feels old-fashioned. Dili na ta angay mangutana nganong bastos ang publiko kung bastos ang ehemplo. This is not about elitism. It is not about English versus Filipino. This is not about sounding educated. It is about restraint, a virtue deeply respected in both scripture and law. The Bible does not say leaders must be eloquent. It says leaders must be wise. Proverbs chapter 15 verse 1 tells us, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." Notice that harsh words don't solve problems. They multiply them. Now let us be clear. Calling for respectful speech is not censorship. Our Constitution guarantees freedom of speech, but freedom does not mean irresponsibility. Even the law recognizes that speech has limits when it causes harm. Under Philippine law, we recognize concepts like libel, slander, grave threats, and unjust vexation. Why? Because words can destroy reputations, incite violence, and destabilize order. Freedom of speech is not freedom from consequences. In the same way, moral accountability exists beyond legal accountability. A statement may be legal and still be wrong. A remark may be viral and still be damaging. That is why James chapter 3 verse 5 to 6 warns us the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boast. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. Mga higala, look around us. Isn't our society burning from verbal sparks? Now, some will argue, dapat totoo lang, kahit masakit. Yes, truth matters, but truth without wisdom becomes a weapon. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 15 does not say, speak the truth aggressively. It says, speak the truth in love. Truth spoken to humiliate is not love. Truth spoken to dominate is not love. Truth spoken to gain applause is not love. And when leaders forget this, the damage is magnified. Let us also remember that leadership is not only about policy. It is about example. Laws can command behavior, but example shapes culture. You can pass 1,000 anti-bullying policies, but if leaders bully with words, the policies collapse. You can preach unity, but if your language divides, your message becomes hollow. Dili mo too ang tao sa imong giingong kung supak sa imong gipakita. Now let me speak directly to those in power and to those aspiring for it. Refinement is not weakness. Good manners are not submission. Measured speech is not fair. In discipline, or it is discipline. In leadership, discipline is everything. A leader who cannot discipline his tongue will struggle to discipline system. A leader who cannot restrain words will likely fail to restrain impulses. A leader who enjoys verbal cruelty will eventually justify real harm. This is why the Bible places such a heavy burden on leaders. Luke chapter 12 verse 48 reminds us, to whom much is given, much will be required. Public platform is a gift. Public voice is a responsibility. Now let us turn the minor toward ourselves. This is not only about politicians. It is about us, the citizens, the commenters, the sharers, the reactors. We copy what we see. We echo what we hear. We normalize what we tolerate. If we share disrespect when it favors our side, we teach hypocrisy. If we excuse cruelty because we agree with a message, we betray principle. Respect is not selective. Dignity is not partisan. Romans chapter 12 verse 17 tells us, do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. It includes online. That includes debates. That includes disagreements. A society does not collapse first through guns or poverty. It collapses when language collapses. When insults replace ideas and shouting replaces listening. So tonight, let us reclaim something quietly powerful. Decency. Not the fake kind. Not the performative kind, but the disciplined kind that knows when to speak and when to be silent. Proverbs chapter 17 verse 27 says, The one who has knowledge uses words with restraint. Restraint is strength. Respect is power. Wisdom is louder than insults. Ang tinuod nga leader dili kinahanglan magsapa aron madungog. Ang tinuod nga leader mas mailhan sa iyang pulong kaysa iyang kasuko. If we want a better Philippines, we must demand better language from leaders, from institutions, and from ourselves. Because the way we speak today is the nation we become tomorrow. This is panglantaw sa kagabion diin ang kahayag na gadanaan, bisan pa sa kangit-ngit. Panglantaw sa kagabion where words are weighed, not wasted, and where truth is spoken, not shouted. Kini inyong igsuon, higala ang alagad Jeremias Labaho Tubigon, sa makausapan mo ingon, nga sa atong pagpangandoy ug matarong nga katilingban, ang kamatuoran gayud ang atong suga. Ug sa kangit-ngit sa kasaysayan, ang tinud-anay nga pamunuan, ang labing hayag nga paglangon. Daghang kayong salamat sa inyong pagtanaw, pagpaminaw. Shout out Rocky Verbo Pascua and Ma'am Lisa Nilias. Ang Diyos magapanalangin ug magapanalangin ug magapanalangin nga natong tanan. Maayong gabi.